Alright guys, it is time to start the moment we have been all waiting for, the start of Yegwen Master League. With me in this virtual studio is none other than the Jack Attack. Hi there.
How are you doing, Yegwen?
Good, thank you. Better than usual, considering the fact that tonight we have the long anticipated league that we run. We have planned this for so long, so let me guys just take you through the participants for tonight. There's quite a lot of them. Well, maybe not all of them will be playing tonight, but these are the participants for the league. We will be starting with Snute and Happy tonight. After that we will also have Goody and Blight playing, but the rest of the lineup is as follows: Nurture, Goody, Happy, Wytra, Snute, Baby Knight, Cass, and Bly. So these are all participants. If we want to take a look at the bracket is also quite exciting. There is no mirror matchup, believe it or not, but the drawings were quite random. And the two matches that will be decided tonight are the two matches that you can see in the bracket at the top side, which is Goody and Blight and Happy versus Snute. Later on next week we'll be going with Nurture and Baby Knight, and also Wytra versus Cass. This is a double elimination bracket, so each one of those guys, even if he loses, even if he lets one of the matches slip, he will also have a chance of coming back to the finals through the lower bracket. So this is a system we had in mind. This is a system we had planned for a whole month of entertainment, so we'll be able to watch us on on Tuesdays and Thursdays. On Wednesday we will just have the regular great show matches. So anyway, what do you think we'll see tonight, Jack?
We'll probably see some ridiculously awesome map vetoing action over in StarCraft 2. Most likely. And we'll, it's gonna be very interesting stuff. Snute, I mean, one of the best Zerg players in Heart of the Swarm, as far as like any of the tournaments that I've been watching. This Snute just does really well. He's definitely one of the best players. And Happy, I've actually never seen play Heart of the Swarm. I've seen him play Wings of Liberty quite a bit.
Yeah, so anyway,
yeah.
We'll have a lot of StarCraft 2 tonight, a lot of, these guys will be showing us how should we play StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. It's still a brand new game, people don't know how to play it yet, so we'll be here to watch and rejoice.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so first match gonna be DVT then, and sort of going through the veto system right now. But yeah, so it's going to be a best of 5. That's basically the way the format works. It's a double elimination bracket. It'll be for the whole month, so at the end of the entire thing, the first place player will win $700, second place $200, and third place $100. So fierce competition all the way.
The fierce competition already started because the guys are having a very heated discussion regarding the map pool.
Yes. Maps really important when you're gonna decide to play a game. Especially when there's a lot of different maps. Some players will be much more comfortable with some maps and very uncomfortable with other maps, and they make a big difference in the balance. I mean, in Brood War there wasn't much balancing. Almost all of the balancing was done with the map, so that can kind of give everyone an idea of how influential a map can be on a matchup or a game, things like that. And so, the bigger map pool means a more difficult preparation for all the players. A smaller map pool means more focused practice and things like that. And that's why I think you see the ladder map pool having a veto system, so that way people can narrow down which maps they're practicing on, which maps they think are fair and balanced, and for their particular race or their particular style of play. But yeah, did you get a haircut, Yegwen? I'm just gonna
No.
say it.
No,
You
I
look
did not.
you look dashing today. You look quite handsome.
Oh, so thank you very much. I bought a new shirt, and you know.
Maybe it's the shirt. Yeah, maybe the shirt just makes the whole ensemble look a little more professional. You look very professional today.
Oh, thank you. We try very
No
hard,
problem.
guys. We try very hard for you to make this as good as it possibly can be. I'm I'm not really sure what there is left to say. We have been preparing for this for the past 2 or 3 months. We have been organizing everything from the prize pool to all the fancy stuff you will see tonight, and we will also have, and this is actually quite amazing, today I've learned that we will have a very much DreamHack and MLG-like quality introductions to the map pool. So whenever we'll be starting on a map, we will have this awesome animation twisting around, just showing all little bits and crevasses of a map, just to make it more awesome and entertaining. So anyway, it seems we have the first map picked, and we'll be going with Cloud Kingdom. What do you think about Cloud Kingdom, and especially Cloud Kingdom in the context of playing Terran versus Zerg?
Cloud Kingdom is just going to be a map where the Zerg player, I mean, generally speaking, the Zerg player is not going to be able to deny scouting from the Reaper if it comes in. And Cloud Kingdom is just a map that especially is going to happen in that. We might see some of that that play from Goody where he goes for the 2 racks and goes to 4 and sometime even 6 Reapers. Try to get a kill and a queen, or some Zergling, maybe a couple of drones. As far as the opening concerns, I think it's really difficult to see how the later game is going to pan out because it's not quite as figured out. As far as it's not really figured out as far as Heart of the Swarm is concerned, because the metagame is reorganizing itself. But there's some pretty strong paths. If you take the far paths around the side, it can be really strong for mech pushes and things like that. Drop
and
play
also the
is always gonna be
Widowmine play.
strong.
Cloud Kingdom is one of the maps which has quite a lot of choke points, and especially around the rocks. And if players just don't take extra care of sending an overlord in front of them, or just some small commandos of Zerglings, then it all gets destroyed. We have seen whole armies dying in a flash of Widowmine explosion.
Yeah, we actually saw some of that action yesterday. Just insane Widowmine action. And yeah, we're gonna have to see how it plays. I mean, right now, as far as Heart of the Swarm is concerned, with Terran, you do see that split. You know, sometimes you do the bio style, sometimes you see the mech style, but I think we're seeing more and more the Widowmine being incorporated into both of those styles, and which is sort of Blizzard has said that's their sort of direction that they want for the game. They don't want the factory to be this useless thing if you're going bio, or to be this useless, or the barracks to be this useless thing if you're going for mech. So we're seeing a little bit more of that.
So anyway, the map should be starting in just a second. Hopefully this will be a Heart of the Swarm map, because recently, I don't even know why, but sometimes the maps are hosted and they turn out to be maps from Wings of Liberty. And you're like 5 minutes into the game and you try to make a Heart of the Swarm unit, and you just realize, holy shit, this is not Heart of the Swarm. I cannot do my Mama Ship core.
You can do that in a custom game?
Yeah, for some reason, yes, you can.
I did not know that you could even do that. I thought.
No, we had situations during the show matches last week where players would host a map, and then 5 minutes into the game, Whitera would go, "Oh, where's my mothership core?" And we would have to rehost the game anyway. So, guys, let us just skip straight into this game. We have spawning here in the top right corner. He is none other than Happy from Team Empire.
And in the bottom left corner, winner of many small online tournaments run by Yegwen and a really great Zerg, it's Liquid Snute.
You're exactly right. So
just winning stuff.
Yeah, he's just winning
you
stuff.
know?
I think we have been casting the Kaspersky Arena where we had TLO just running through a whole crowd of people, winning every single match that he was playing, and he won like €1,000 that night. It was supposed to be spread for around 5 or 6 people, but he just took it all. He doesn't like to share. I mean, let's see if Snute is a similar player. But you know, guys, with the double elimination bracket we have, let me just show you the bracket again. With that, we have the possibility of coming back to the game even after you have lost some matches. So even if Snute or Happy would be eliminated in this first stage, they would have the chance of going through the lower bracket. And you can notice that there are not too many matches to be played by the players themselves. They will just have to show up at specific dates and times, and you know, they will be able to play to the victory not a very large number of games for a considerable price. This is why many of the players that we invited very liked the concept and wanted to participate. But anyway, we are all here to help esports grow. That's one more reason to give away free Heart of Swarm and Wings of Liberty copies, because we want actively this community to grow. We want it to be bigger and happier, and Happy probably will be making us even more happy.
Yep, really cool barracks placement over here. Very clearly going to be making a Reaper to do some scouting, and I really like this play in general. Just to sort of don't do any sort of SCV scout. What's the point? Just send out your first Reaper. It'll be totally safe. It'll be a full scout, and you get to keep some more money. And that is actually a pretty significant change in the in the game. Gives the Terrans a big advantage in getting, because they don't have to send out a worker scout. Neither in this case does Snute, so I guess it's just Protoss that are screwed.
That's exactly the point I wanted to make, because in Heart of Swarm, scouting the Zerg has changed a lot. People nowadays just don't scout with an SCV. That's still an option, but many just prefer to open up with this Fast Reaper. And Fast Reaper has, he has tremendous movement speed. He can escape pretty much anything if he's not overzealous. And after that, he gets all the scouting information, and he stays a little bit longer than an SCV. So this makes him a very precious scout to have for the Terran forces.
Yep. Absolutely, and it looks like we're going into the factory right afterwards, so we're not going to see any super heavy aggression from the Reaper. Just being annoying, doing a little bit of harassment, microing very well. I'm just going to try to make some sort of surround on the Reaper, but as long as Happy is paying attention, that Reaper will not fall.
Yeah, it is very unlikely for a Reaper to fall. Even with speedlings, you are able to maneuver around. You just jump up and down the cliffs, and you should be more or less fine. Now, Happy is showing 2 Reapers, which could be a tell for Snute, and Snute may possibly overreact. Some players do that. Some players would go for 6 Reapers, and 6 Reapers are a force capable of taking down a Queen, for example, which is a significant loss for the Zerg. However, if you overproduce the Zerglings, if you start to be overeager with your defenses, you will lose your capacity to build more drones. And now, you know, Snute has this huge problem with taking his third. He cannot go for the standard third, he has to go Roach Warren, so he must have at least some force to deal with the Reapers that prevent him from taking the third.
Yeah, well, Snute's banking up a lot of resources here, and he's also banking up Larva. He hasn't spent Larva in a long time. He's got the Roach Warren up. Yeah, we have a big Roach swell. This is what I thought was coming in. So this is going to be a 2-base Roach play, and he's going to try to take Happy off guard. Happy's going to come in with some Hellions. They are not going to do well against Roaches.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and you know, behind that, Happy is going for a triple command center build, which is a very aggressive economic opening, and against so many Roaches, I'm not even sure right now that he has the force to defend it. He's going for bunkers, but he's very low on resources, so he'll be just trying to improvise some sort of a wall. But besides that, he just thought that, I will delay Snute as long as I can. He did not really count the possibility of Snute going for such an early aggression.
Yep, the entire time the Reaper was in there, he was holding out. He wasn't building anything. He was just waiting until that Reaper was zoned out.
The bunker is just barely finishing. There's
All right, here we go.
Single Marauder here on the field, which is not looking very good. And Snute just going for the supply depots. Oh, the SCVs are trying to repair it, but are they enough? Oh, the Roaches just switch fire, try to take down as many SCVs as possible. 4 workers already killed by Snute, and the bunker is slowly going down, being repaired by 2 mules, but I'm not sure that will do much. Well, it seems
we got a Widowmine coming in here. There's no detection. That Widowmine should be able to do a lot of damage. Only takes out 2 Lings, but these Marauders and Hellions should be able to clean up this Roach attack. And you see that he's already gone back to building drones, getting his Zergling speed up. He's going to try to move on. Hopefully he's done enough damage to stay in this game. But it's not looking very good for him. The worker counts.
No.
Oh my god, I was completely wrong. Holy crap, this was an incredible play by Snute. He's got 41 workers. He's got 40 workers right now.
Yeah, in the background.
So really well done. He was not planning on committing to that at
While
all.
we were
Just
enjoying
rolling up
that
behind
fight, yes, exactly. While we were enjoying that fight, Snute just went for a lot of extra workers. And right now he's already 12 workers ahead, not counting the mules. And he's going for this hatchery. I'm kind of worry that this hatchery is going after the attack happened, because this usually makes it very vulnerable to counter pushes, but he should be fine as long as he manages to get some extra forces into the fray right now. Oh, the Widowmine! Oh, and the Queen just explodes.
Nice play over there with the Overlord. He's just trying to tank up the shots. The first shots with the Overlord there. You can see him moving it towards the Widowmines. And we got Roaches coming out from him right now. He's going to try to hold this third. It's going to be difficult. Those Widowmines are almost ready for the next shot, and that's going to make a big difference.
Uh-oh. The Roaches have to be careful, because Roaches, well, they may not be the best target for Widowmines, but they certainly drop like flies when a Widowmine shoots. And, oh, nice usage of an Overlord there, just making sure one of the Widowmine shots was soaked. And the third hatchery is already up, and in the meanwhile Snute is just going for double evolution chamber and lair tech. So what do you think his game plan is?
I don't know. I don't know. Happy not moving in here with the more Widowmines. Snute had no detection at all, but just playing it safe. He's going to be pulling back here, and we're going to have to see as the follow-up comes. He's got the triple command center down, so his economy is doing well. He's going into bio play and producing medevacs and getting upgrades. In the meantime, you know, Snute classically is spreading a crap ton of creep.
Yeah, he
one
always
metric
does that.
crap ton of creep, and it will well, going for the melee upgrades in attacks as well as roach speed. So we might be looking at, we're looking at some.
Oh my god, Snute did not manage to cancel that expansion. That is so bad. And right now Happy just moving in, and he's going for the kill, or at least he's hoping to go for a hatchery kill. Another Queen goes down, and are there enough Roaches? No, there are not, but there are 20 Zerglings morphing right now. He has to hold for a little bit longer until the cavalry arrives.
Yep, these Widowmines did their work, and I mean, these Roaches might just barely make it out in time. It's going to be really, really difficult. Is he going to be able to target down that hatchery? No, he's getting pushed back by the drones. And it looks like, Snute's going to hold this. Looks like Snute's going to hold this, and with some detection, he'll be able to finish off these Widowmines with spine crawlers.
And Snute has lost only a single drone during all of this.
Done.
Two drones
done.
now.
But yeah, so he still maintains a pretty much a supply tie, and he's got the worker lead, and he's had his third base up a lot sooner than Happy. So moving into the Baneling tech now, he is going for the Spire, and what we're going to be looking for is for him to be banking up a lot of resources for a Mutalist Switch. Mutalist Switch is really strong in Heart of the Swarm right now, and pretty much any time that you feel a big lull in the Zerg attack, that can be indicative of a Mutalist Switch.
By the way, check the placement of the Spire. He placed it just at the side of his, between his natural and the main. If there were any drops to come, if there were any scans to be dropped in the main base, they would probably not reach this point. So this is very smart building placement. Usually players just hide that, as most tech buildings, just behind their mineral line, but it's worth your while to place that building somewhere else. And right next to it, there's an infestation pit.
He's gonna get this fourth base again. Hopefully Snute will cancel it in time. He does have plenty of time to cancel it, and he does. gets the Widow Mines down, we are seeing the Biomine force moving in.
And then the Overseer was
in.
taken down. That's not good. He needs that Overseer to make sure he sees the Widow Mines. And Happy
no,
just going in.
The Roach is engaging without the rest of the force, not really working out too well. Those Bennings have to be incredibly careful.
How did those Zerglings not attract a Widow Mine? I'm not really sure.
Widow Mines have 1 second delay, so they target for 1 second. Is it 1.5?
Yeah, I think it's 1.5. So anyway, right now Snute defending with a bunch of Bennings, but all of them explode, but so does the Terran Force. And the Medivacs are very low on health, and Snute is probably going to hold this. However, Happy, we need to remember that his usual playstyle is just to be relentless or all around the clock. So it will not end with this single attack. Happy is not the guy who plays a single attack, then retreats and attacks from a different angle. No, he will just try to probe your defenses here and there, then he will do like 5 drops at the same time for you, and that's the point where you're basically just screwed.
Yep, so Snoot's going to try to take this base again. In the meantime, Happy's going to be going for the other potential 4th base. And we saw this the other day. We saw that Happy is just really good at managing the expansions. The counter swing up with the Zerglings coming by. Oh, Happy sees it coming and it gets, oh my god, completely eliminated here. Almost no damage done.
And target fire on the Banings now, see that multitasking. Anyway, 2 Mutas somewhat got here into the fray. I'm not really sure why. And what? Oh my god, a couple more Mutas were just here. Oh, like 5 of them died flying above the bunch of Marines. This is not looking good for Snute somewhat. His forces got disorganized.
Whoa! And everything goes down.
Did you see that happening?
That is what Snute needed. He came around with the surround and exploded just in time. Happy does have a small force that could take out this hatchery very quickly if he focus fires it. And that's the issue for Snute. He's kind of on a timer. He needs to get this 4th base up and saturated. And in the meantime, Happy is taking the 4th base. Really, I mean, the important thing to remember as a Zerg, you want to be ahead in bases, not tied.
Sorry, Snute was going for a huge counter attack, but there was a single Widow Mine that took down like 10 Zerglings and 2 Mutas that were flying there. Right now, Snute's force is very much decapitated.
Oh, another big Widow Mine hit. A bunch of Zerglings fall. We're going to have another Widow Mine hit. Oh my god. Very, very difficult to keep up with this, these Widow Mines, but now that the cooldowns are done, there's nothing to stop these Zerglings from cleaning out all of these workers.
Yeah, like you said. Oh!
And the entirety of the Zergling force gets wiped out. Oh my god. Widow Mines are worth their weight in something worth more than gold. Whatever that might be, they're worth their weight in that.
Dead Zerglings. There should be a counter on Widow Mine. How many friendly units did they kill? And right now the workers are coming back here to try to mine again. I would be very wary about that. If I was an SCV, I would just say,
oh, nice focus fire. I think he's going to take this down. No, it looks like he'll be okay. He's going to get the repair in time. But he at least delays this expansion, which is what he needs. A Zerg player can't just sit on 3 bases like this. It's not enough gas.
No. Snute has to go for the 4th base. Without the 4th base, as you mentioned, there's not enough gas. And Snute seems to be making a transition straight into Ultralisk Cavern, which is a little bit cheesy, but I guess this is what he actually needs against Happy right now. And 6 Ultras being built or morphed or whatever you prefer, just spilled out from the hatchery.
Yep, definitely a really nice move going into the Ultras. He has been upgrading the melee attacks and the ground carabas the whole game, so it's gonna
Happy moves in and
synergy with that. He loses
hatchery.
His base again.
It was not
he
even
needs to
cancelled.
Get a 4th.
It was not even cancelled, it was just outright destroyed, and this is the style of play by Happy. He just goes all around the map and attacks you from different angles with small forces. None of those forces seems to be like a proper small run by. No, they're like halves of his army or thirds of his army, and he just sends them around, and it's much more difficult to deal with them than just to have a couple of Zerglings there.
And the big thing you can see here is in the bank. Look at the bank of Happy compared to Snute. Snute is starving. He needs some resources, but he just does not have them, whereas Happy can make pretty much any high-tech unit that he wants. without any sort of cost to him. He's got so much
is
gas in
going
the
for a
bank.
push right now. Oh, the Overseers, why did they go? There are not many Overseers left now. The Ultras will all have to soak up the damage from Widow Mines, and Happy is going to spread around a bit. He wants to go for a drop, and by the way, if we notice
really
his
nice play by
composition,
Happy here.
yeah, he already has a ton of his own Marauders, which will be able to deal with the Ultras later on, and the drop is on the way to the main.
Got a big counterattack coming in the meantime. He's gonna go for it. I mean, pretty much all of his forces are here. This is gonna be difficult. He might be going for a base raid. It's gonna be almost impossible to hold this third base. And the forces, banelings of Happy, I mean, it's great to deal economic damage because it'll get you an advantage long term, but the issue is his base is being killed right now. He needs a response to this immediately.
Oh, and Snute took down the fourth of Happy. He's going for the third. It has to lift up. He has enough forces to deal with Happy. However, Happy is everywhere, and Snute's forces are not. Snute doesn't have enough to deal with Happy's pressure. There are drops all around the clock at every single base on the map, and Snute just hoping for this base raid, but it is not going well according to him.
No, these Ultras are not dealing enough damage. The Marine Marauder force being really smart, moving them just short corridors where they can't get big surrounds. Ultras really fight best out in the open ground, and this is not the map for that, as you mentioned, with all the small corridors the Marine Marauder can use.
Yeah, and Snute just going for this absurd base trade, but Zerg's going against Seren in a base trade scenario. That's not too good, really, because what can you do after that? What can you do after a base trade? Terran can just live the last set of his barracks and fly away towards the rising sun, and you are not able to do anything of that sort while you're playing Zerg.
Yep, Snute trying desperately to hold on. It's really difficult to tell from the player's perspective. Now, right here, we can see that Empire is Happy is miles ahead. But from the player's perspective, a lot of times in these base race scenarios, it's very difficult to tell who is actually ahead and who's behind. So Snute trying to make something happen, but he doesn't know exactly how far behind he is, very likely.
Yeah, probably so. Oh, and a Widow Mine, one more there, a couple of banings. It will not really help him much, and we have a GG called, and Happy claims the victory in game number 1, guys. Well, quite an exciting game it was. It was a very good display of Happy's skills of multitasking, just attacking around the map. In my personal opinion, he has one of the world's best multitasking abilities. Not many players are able to attack in so many different locations at the same time as Happy is.
Absolutely true.
So anyway, guys, let's just rejoice in a short commercial break. We'll be going back soon into the games. We just need an idea what the next map is going to be. So we'll be back with you in 3 minutes. Go grab your drinks, go grab your bag of popcorn. Make sure you're prepared for this nice evening of awesomeness here at Yegwen TV. By the way, that screen was not supposed to say stream done. It's very far from being done. Alright, chaps, let's do this. Happy already leading 1-0 in this best of 5 series. This is Yegwen Master League, guys. Master League that will be spread all around the month. And here we are in the growing pains of esport. Spawning here at the top right position of Daybreak map, he is Liquid Snute. And spawning as a muted creature on my TeamSpeak channel is the Jack Attack.
Hey! Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, we have Empire Happy, who destroyed last game with his superior ability to deny expansions and starve out Snute over the longer course of the game.
And that looked so sexy. My god, I wish I was playing at half that level someday.
Yeah, absolutely. Just it was really difficult for Snute to get that third base, and then further on to get the fourth base. And he opened up with that big roach attack in the beginning. It didn't do as much damage as it could have. I'm sure he was hoping for a little bit more damage than that, because afterwards he was in a rough spot playing catch up.
Oh, yes.
He did manage to build a lot of drones, but he couldn't get that third. And gas just really important for Zerg players in the middle.
I think the crucial aspect for Snute was that he was not really able to take his third. This is the comfort zone for Snute. Snute is one of the players who just likes to play on free bases, and I would say their arsenal of different openings and counters is not so very rich when it comes to two-base pushes. Now, if that was the Magap, probably he would just go for a two-base all-in. He wouldn't mind that at all. Now, Snute being denied the possibility of securing that third with those nasty little Reapers, which have so many nice stuff, but instead of a gun they got a pea shooter, it was just so difficult for him to get back to the game, even though he has made so many drones.
Absolutely, gonna have to agree with that sentiment. We do have a similar style here, and for a long time, Wings of Liberty was sort of like, it was known that you don't go Reapers on Daybreak ever, because it's a terrible map for Reapers. It's very difficult to get in. There aren't many paths where the Reapers can jump in, like Cloud Kingdom. But the way that Heart of the Swarm works, because you get the Reaper so early, there is pretty much no bad map for a Reaper. Just making that one Reaper and sending it out can be very nice, and it looks like it is just gonna be the one scouting Reaper. Because Daybreak, like I said before, it doesn't allow you as much room for maneuverability. It's a lot easier to get stuck back there and trapped. So it's much more difficult to deal lots of damage with your Reaper force. So looks like we're just going for the one Reaper this game, likely to follow up with Reactor Hellion, because that generally is Happy style.
Yeah, we can remember the times in Heart of the Swarm Beta where people were just complaining about the Reaper. Oh, it's so bad nowadays, you know. It isn't. It's a very fast unit that heals out of combat. Yes, it doesn't deal too much damage, but on top of that, it just moves so fast. It's like the perfect scouting tool. I think it's the second best scouting unit, close to the Observer of the Protoss in the game.
My current favorite is the Hallucinations. I love Hallucination scouting. It is so much fun and so easy to do. I don't have to worry about losing my unit. Shift click. What's going on? Yeah. So we do have that Reactor Hellion follow up with the third command center. Very similar, Happy in his comfort zone, playing the style that generally likes to play. Snute made a decent sized batch of lings here. I don't know if he's gonna try and get any damage done. I mean, there's only 8 of them, but
and he's going
at least
for
gonna
double
poke
gas.
in.
He's going for double gas already. No third base. What is he playing at?
Yeah, I mean, he delayed his first gas, so going to double gas later can kind of make up for that, but at a certain point you really start getting way too much gas to spend off of 2 bases if you're not going to be doing some sort of big tech play. And the Lings come in here, and they just get roasted by the Hellions.
It's barbecue time!
Happy, totally safe from that. Liquid Snute trying to get something done with the Lings, but fortunately, Happy is a big fan of Reactor Hellion play.
And I'm not really sure what Snute is going for. I mean, I just imagine that right now, and Happy going in with the Reaper, just making sure on the timing of that third expansion.
No, these Hellions are coming in.
And
only get one worker so far, but they're starting to rack up. There's a lot of damage going on here. Even has the Reaper helping out, and the worker killed count is rising. He doesn't get to the main base for a scout. There's not much to scout except the layer timing, but It definitely would have been nice to do that damage and get the scout also.
And that was
Snute getting the
sick.
third up.
Snute was getting the third, and he had to take the queens away to make sure he takes care of the Reaper, otherwise the drone may have been destroyed. So while he was away on vacation and enjoying some R&R time, there was just a bunch of Hellions that made their way into the natural, and this was a loophole that Happy has not only created in Snute's play, but also exploited.
Yeah, and this time we're not seeing the double Evo, just one Evo and a Roach Warren, and he's getting the Carapace, and this is going to allow him to be a little bit more flexible with his plan moving forward. Wait, what?
What?
Today I learned that creep tumors do not trigger the Widow Mine.
Oh,
Build a creep tumor in front of a Widow Mine, it is not triggered.
But creep tumors do have eyes, we need to remember.
Yes. They have eyes, but they are not seen by the Widow Mines.
Oh, we can see the
Very
eyes now,
important to
guys. Especially for you. See them blinking? Yeah, blink, blink, nice. You're watching us, we're watching you. This is why creep tumors have vision. So anyway,
yes,
it's nice to know that they don't trigger mines. There is a nice trick with an Overseer that recently Zergs have discovered, where you morph an Overseer, you go search for the Widow Mines. Once you find one, you move outside its range, so you move outside so your Overseer doesn't see the Widow Mine, and then you drop a Changeling. When it approaches the Widow Mine, it doesn't change into a Marine, and it triggers the Widow Mine. And it costs you not so much. And Snute just exercising the Overlords because that is his favorite way to deal with Widow Mines. Very cheap, I would say.
Yeah, I think actually last game, that's what we saw a little bit with those Overseers when Happy was coming in. Hold that for a second. We do have a bunch of Roaches contesting the map control of Happy right now. The Roach Speed and the Carapace is going to finish up, so this is going to be a really strong moment for Snute. And he should be able to deal a lot of damage here. Widow Mines are going to get up just in time to be able to deal with this here.
And Snute was planning on a drop, however he abandoned that idea in favor of just making sure he doesn't get eaten alive by the army of roaches. There was some nice creep denying action here where Snute would just puke creep all over the ground. For those of you who are underage, this is not creep, this is just
he's pulling him in, he's pulling him into the Widow Mines. Snute's gonna take some pretty big hits there. But again, roaches can take the hits of the Widow Mine and be pretty much okay.
And there was another Hellion run by, just one Hellion run by, to be honest. And we are now up to 19 workers lost to all the forms of harassment that Happy is so proficient with. So we'll see what happens next. I think we're going to see a big drop coming right up. Yeah, and doom, 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 doom. What damage will it do?
The roaches are already on the way. Hopefully he'll be able to deal with this. No Widow Mines, just a little Bile Force over here. Not able to do too much, but taking out one queen. Fortunately, Snute already had enough queens for inject, so it's not going to hurt his macro too hard, but it will hurt his creep spread significantly, which is a big deal. Vision wins games. Vision is a very strong mechanic that goes undernoticed a lot of times, and creep is very, very good at securing vision for the Zerg player.
Yep. So now Snute managed to establish his economy that he's so comfortable with. This game, Happy was not able to interrupt it as well as the last game, and Snute is transitioning into Hydralisks, which is something I haven't personally seen played against Terran in Heart of the Swarm.
A little bit of back and forth with the medevac and the roaches over there at the fifth base? Yeah, the potential fifth base. He hasn't gone for it just yet. But, yeah, Happy's got a couple of mines in good locations. He's got his 3 bases. He's building up his Marine, Marauder, Medevac, Mine Force. Mighty M Force. Mightiest of all forces. And, oh, nice. Really love this. Snute is just saying, alright, you know, they only cost 100 minerals, and I'm just going to spread out, clear the mines.
Yeah.
And,
much cheaper than your scans, my friend.
Yes.
And that's what he does. So right now he just needs to run away with the overloads. By the way,
we have a little bit of engagement coming up here. The Widow Mines. Ooh, he actually saves one. Really nice micro there, making the most of everything, taking that unit.
Let's
And,
take a look at the upgrades for both of the players. We only have very small upgrades, +1 carapace and +1 weapons level for the Terran. That's not very good. Both of these guys are not really going into much upgrades right now. Oh, we just see +1 armor and +2 attack is about to get completed. Now Happy doing a small drop here. He, well, maybe if he had more forces.
Meantime, he's
him.
going to be going up to the top base as well.
Yeah, not surprising at all.
Although the entire army is there waiting for him. And, really nice play there. Snute knows that that Happy is going to be all over the place with his drops, and he's doing a really nice defense.
Snute is at the point where he sees Happy drop one base. Snute is already preparing the defense of his main, because if Happy drops you somewhere, you can be more than sure that there's going to be a drop somewhere else as well. And oh, some nice Widow Mine hits, but then Snute is hanging in just right. The Widow Mines, they are burrowed. Snute could really use some detection. In the natural, we have another drop action as the same as in the main. No, the main was shut down, no problem. And Happy only remaining here took down a Spore Crawler and Spine Crawler. Now just a bunch of angry roaches and hydras here to deal with the remaining forces.
Yeah, and during that entire attack, Snute was building 15 drones to make up for any drones that he might have lost. And he is now at 87 drones. So that is kind of ridiculous. Basically, that's perfect for base saturation. 16, 3, and 3 on each base. Kind of insane. So really strong economy. He's going to be able to max out very quickly after
and
the battle.
Snute is going for the engagement. A lot of hydras in the back. They are dealing such a nice DPS, and Happy cannot deal with it, even though Widow Mines do nice hits. We have Snute with Overseer, some of them soak damage, some of them just say, hey, there's something sticking out of the ground there.
Yep, absolutely, and doing a really nice push here with this Roach Hydra. And, I mean, Happy's response is going to defend at this choke. It's going to be a really nice position for him.
Doing a
so
drop.
Happy's not... Oh, and in the meantime is doing a drop in the main, gonna get cleaned up by some Zerglings who don't have Zergling speed. Oh my god, Zergling speed was just started.
Oh.
Zergling speed had not been researched until this time.
Oh. This is a very intimate detail. Anyway, Happy with a significant force here, and Snute cannot hold it. Oh my god, even though Snute has had a nice advantage in terms of army, his positioning was kind of lacking. The orbital command attracted a lot of that firepower, and Snute just wore it off. And right now, Happy with that drop that's still present in the main, may even take down a Hive. He already took down the 5th base of Snute. Oh my god, Happy is everywhere again.
Yep, Snute looking really strong there, but Happy is cleaning all this up. And he's going to be making a push of his own. 3-3 is on the way. As far as upgrades are concerned, we only have 2 armor and 1 ranged attack for the Zerg player. And this force of Overseers, I don't know what's going on. Oh my god, I think he needs to have those in a separate hotkey.
But Happy is holding up. I think he was just trying to sacrifice them because he did not have anything else at hand to make sure the Widow Mines hit and connect, not with his army, but with the Overseers at least. And let's see what happens now. Oh my god, Snute is still surviving. He just retakes this base. Now this is the risk while you're playing a multiple base Zerg, more than 3 bases or 4 bases. Then Happy will exploit that. Your defenses will be spread out so thinly that Happy will just drop you all around the clock. He will not bother with any remorse. No, remorse is for weak people. Happy will just drop you until you drop.
Drop you until you drop. That's solid. Happy will drop you until you drop, and he's going to be doing that right now. He's going to come in over here. Snute's in position, so he should be okay. In the meantime, we're looking for another drop, and there it is! Hey, into the natural. When one drop is seen, assume that there's another drop coming. And that's working out quite well.
You have to take that as an assumption when you're playing against Happy. If there's a drop, there must be a second one somewhere, so you better prepare on multiple fronts, otherwise, well, you'll just get your skull cracked open.
Yeah, I mean, he's got all his drops in position. Snute actually going out with overlords to track the movement of the dropships. And yeah, just sticking with his Roach Hydra, and it looks like he's moving into the Ultralisk tech. Interesting. It's because he hasn't been getting the melee upgrades at all, but he feels that the Ultralisk is the response, the proper response to the marine.
Oh, and this base being
mine.
taken care of again. Snute. Oh, well, Snute may get surrounded here. Oh, well, we'll have multiple engagement now. Snute taking
Alright, we got a main battle in the middle, and huge Widow Mine hit, really hurting all of the forces of Snute. Snute running back into his base because there are units everywhere on the map right now. Some in the main, we have some over up in the front, and this is a nightmare
and
for
Snute
Zerg.
may lose his hive while he's trying to deal with the alien threat here. He may lose his hive. The main tech building goes down. Not so good, and Snute just producing mass ultras, no, just mass hydras and a couple of roaches, but he doesn't have the hive. Only one ultra managed to be killed, and that's it for Snute. Happy.
Yep. Snute is going to be trying to fight his way back into it. He's a really nice engagement in the middle of the map, but he's going to run into all of these Widow Mines. No, he's going to pull back. Whew. Okay, he's about to run into a lot of Widow Mines there. And he's going to start rebuilding. Lair's on the way. He's got the Zerg. Carapace level 3 on the way as well. And yeah, moving into some Ghost Tech is happy. So very interested to see that. I haven't seen too much. Oh my god, the mines! The mines!
A good old trick right now. In Harvest War, many players do that. We saw that they just brew a couple Widow Mines, show a small commando, hey, I can take that down, and then you run away into a field, you run into the field of just so many freaking Widow Mines that you get your ass blown up.
Yep, absolutely. And the big advantage of having your units on top of Widow Mines is that you can't tell. You won't see the ripple in the ground, the little hole in the ground to alert you that there's a Widow Mine near, unless you have a detector. And this force is, it's going to get pulled right into the... Oh, he knows they're there. He knows they're there.
Yeah. Hello!
He's very aware. He actually... Oh, nice. He manages to take one Widow Mine out as they move forward. And Widow Mines, like siege tanks, you want to catch them when they're vulnerable. You want to catch them unsieged, so to say. And, and he's doing that right now.
He's trying to do, and also, by the way, Snute managed to secure his base here at the bottom. After so many drops, he still has it alive, and there's a planetary fortress morphing in the place of the 6th base for Snute, so I don't think that the Zerg is happy right now. The blue player has a lot of issues.
Yep, the economies are about the same right now, fortunately, and you know, he's getting his no, he's not even getting his hive up. I was thinking that he would. But no, he's just sticking on the layer tech for now. He's going to take out this base, but in the meantime, as usual, wherever you are, happy is somewhere else, killing your base. And he's going to do that right here. He's going to knock out this expansion for the 15,000th time.
Oh, and that's it for Snute. Snute got irritated. He's going for a base trade. Not a very good idea right now, since Happy was preparing for that scenario for a very long while right now. He is not threatened by that, and he attacks every single location on the map. Oh my god, Happy... I start to imagine that he has little manholes on every map that he travels through.
Yep, and yeah, the important thing to look at here is the army supply. It's 100 to 118, so not as bad as you might think for Snute. He does still have a chance in this, but he's going to have to play this really smart, and he's moving out all of his drones out onto the map right now. He's making what forces he can, and the planetary fortress falls, and yeah, that's it for planetary fortresses. Oh no, there's one planetary fortress in the north. The issue with planetary fortresses in a base race scenario is that they're so cost effective against units, and like normally you just don't attack the planetary fortress. But this attack,
Snute losing majority of his units right now.
GG.
Oh, shush. Snute is not happy. Snute is most definitely not happy right now.
Most definitely happy is happy.
Happy is happy, but Snute is most definitely not happy.
A is A. A equals A. Very important property to understand.
So anyway, this game was even more intense than the last one. It seems that Happy is just on the roll right now. We'll see what he shows us in the next game, guys. After a couple of minutes commercials break, when we talk with the players and establish what the next map is going to be, we'll be back with more Yegwen Master League. Please stay with us. Alright guys, here we are with the game number 3 of Yegwen's Master League. This is the opening series between Happy and Snute. So far, Happy is not only happy, but he's jumping happy. And here we have the sad Snute spawning as the liquid Snute, nearly liquid snake. How many of you did catch that? We have the Blue Zerg here at the top left position on Belshir Vestige.
And in the bottom right location, we of course have Empire Happy with incredible base management, dropping skills. He will drop you until you drop.
Oh,
and,
yes.
Yeah, so I mean, it has worked for him in the past. I assume he's going to be going with some more biomine action. Snute's basic strategy against that seems to be the Ultralisk, but he's not getting good enough engagements with them, and he's not moving into the late game in a very strong position. Usually in the mid game, Happy has been sort of beating him down and getting him into a weaker position, so that by the time the end game comes around, it's just really difficult for Snute to keep.
Happy was always known for this style of play. I mean, he was becoming popular where people notice that he has like 80% win ratio on when he was playing on ladder. And they started wondering, why is that? And and when they started looking at his games, they just realized, oh my god, this guy is just dropping like crazy. No one else knows how to do that many drops at the same time. But multitasking skills of Happy, brilliant.
Yeah, I think I haven't seen any Gumiho games yet, but I would love to see some Heart of the Swarm Gumiho games, because
we'll get him next season.
Ridiculous. With the multitasking as well, and just getting that medevac speed boost. Pretty much like, okay, just play Wings of Liberty, but you get faster medevacs. Okay, great. And then just the small adjustment, add in a Widow Mine, it's great. Okay, nice, done. You know, it's just sort of like a pretty easy transition for that style of player.
Have you heard the comment that recently Flash made in his interview? After, because he lost to Life during the MLG finals recently, and that was just by an inch. And they asked him, you know, how long did you practice? Oh yeah, I'm not sure if I should be saying this, but I only had 2 days of Heart of the Swarm practice.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think players do that a lot of the time. They're like, oh yeah, no, I hardly practice, you know, only a couple weeks, you know, people say that a lot, like, oh, I don't really, you know.
But he was playing GSL, and they were still playing Wings of Liberty, so from all of the people, I would probably believe Flash.
Yeah, I mean, but just as a general thing, a lot of players will say that they don't practice so much, and they do. But I mean, really, there's no such thing as this sort of natural thing. You work really hard.
Flash is not a player. He's an entire different pop culture.
Right, but he still is. I mean, the big reason why he is so strong is because he has this amazing work ethic. He practices harder than most people practice, and that really shows in his play.
By the way, there was a comment on the chat. Seriously, why do we have to look at the caster at all times? You don't have to. If you don't, this is something we've put up due to the feedback request that we have got from the viewers. So if you guys don't like my face, I can just remove it out of the screen. I don't really mind it. I could pick my nose during the casting. I could drink whatever I want. So if you want me to remove the camera, that's no problem. Just let me know.
But yeah, so we've got the same thing, triple hatch. We have Reactor Hellions coming out. He's getting the tech lab on the barracks. Happy is just going to rinse and repeat this until it stops working, and that's absolutely what I would be doing. So I mean, at this point in time, it's up to Snute to sort of say, okay, well, what are you going to do to deal with this play from Happy? You know, what is the response? And I mean, and that's kind of what I think I would imagine all the Zergies are waiting for. Is like, okay, how do you beat this drop play? Snute, can you show us how? And we're gonna find out if you can.
Please do show us. But right now this game Snute takes a little bit earlier third base, but only after he secured his Roach Warren. So his timings are a little bit off, and he's going for a small roach counter, which should work quite nicely due to the fact that there are a lot of Hellions on the map, and roaches are just a perfect counter to the Hellions.
Well, all these Hellions are going to run into the Zerglings. He needs to keep as many units as he can alive. He's going for this roach pressure. The Zerglings are definitely going to help, and especially with the map control. The big part of this is not letting Happy know that it's coming, and now he knows. The one Hellion scout comes in, and he knows what's coming. He knows that there are roaches and a third base. So, roaches on 2 base, very scary. Build lots of bunkers. You have to defend. It's going to be nuts. Roaches, where you're also taking the third base. You have to keep in mind that Snute is making this investment economy. That's 300 minerals that he can't use on you. And drones.
Did you notice?
That's more minerals that he can't use on you.
Did you notice that Happy never goes for more than 1 bunker? Perhaps against Protoss, but when he's playing Zerg, he never goes more than 1 bunker. Even if there was this very fast attack with the roaches going his direction, he just finished the wall with supply depots. He didn't really bother to have more bunkers. Now, he does something I'm not really sure I'm happy about, but he burrows the Widow Mines behind the wall. Now, the bad aspect of that is when you burrow mines behind the wall, then some of your units that are in front, or if the bunker gets taken, also get hit by the Widow Mines. You have to be careful because that's a double-edged sword. Now, Snute is doing some nice damage with the roaches, but Happy is just so relentless with those Hellions. He doesn't leave an eye away from them.
Yeah, and again, we have this roach attack that is not working out well for Snute at all. Happy just has his number on it. He defends really well, and moves into the next part of the game. We do have a lot of droning coming out of Snute, so he's doing well as far as the economy is concerned. He's already taking a 4th base, and I think this might help him a lot. This 4th base is coming down before the 3rd of Happy, which is normally what you want to be doing as far as ZVT is concerned. You do want to be that 1 base ahead, and this might be what Snute needs, is to always have this economic advantage to be able to deal with this really strong mid-game from Happy.
And right now, Snute is just going for a Bailing Nest, a couple of Zerglings. I'm not saying that he will go for some sort of Bailing all-in, but he will most definitely want to have many Bailings to protect himself from Happy. Happy is well known to play a Bioforce, and if he would go mech, that would be something to surprise us all. As we can see, there are just tons of Raxes in Happy's base. Only 1 factory, probably going to continue producing Widow Mines. That's all he needs. Centrifugal hooks are being built right now, and a couple more roaches. Infestation pit also. Maybe we would see some cool swarm host play. Do you think that's possible?
At this point in time, I'm ready to see anything. I'm absolutely ready to see anything because there has to be some sort of a move against this. My issue with Swarm Host play is that Swarm Host is so immobile, and using that composition against the super mobile drops of Happy, I don't feel like it would work out, but
probably not.
We'll have to see.
But whenever you're playing against a player that wants to drop you or just rely mainly on harassment, sometimes the best way to counter that is just lay the siege to his own base and take the initiative away from him.
But yeah,
that's all there was to my comment. I'm sorry guys, there was no more depth to it.
I was just getting a little bit distracted by the chat. I apologize. But we have a lot of creep spread, a lot of bases out for Snute, so he's getting himself into a nice position. But the first drop is on, and now the mid game begins. With all the drops, and we have to see how the reactions of Snute do. He's losing a couple of drones so far. He's all the Zerglings are headed over to that base, and he's gonna pick up and move out. He doesn't lose a lot of forces.
Just soaks up all the units and make sure he drops another base. Wow, nice taking care of the Widow Mine, really beautifully done. And this run by won't deal too much damage, and let's see how this drop continues. And in the meanwhile, we have a counter-attack by Snute. In fact, a small run-by to be precise, and that run-by with a couple of roaches, very much nurture style, should be able to deal some nice damage. And as you see, Happy has reached his multitasking limit. He was not able to manage that single drop that was left there without any care at the top.
Yep, just dropping off a single Marauder to deal damage while the army is away. It's really nice. But he has Widow Mines everywhere now. There are Widow Mines just straight up in Snute's base all around the hatchery. Like, that is going to be, you know, taken care of hopefully pretty quickly with this, these two spore crawlers.
The word you were looking for was annoying.
Definitely
and
annoying.
another drop straight into the main where the hive is placed, but only a couple of hurt marines. One of them is basically a leg with a gun attached to it. This is how much he is hurt. And Happy moving away. Now if we take a look at the army supply, Happy is, again, he's ahead. He doesn't really bother with what Snute is going. He's just continuing his relentless aggression with all those drops. He doesn't want to go for a main engagement. He just wants to drop and drop and drop and drop again.
Yeah, and that works out for him, and that's totally fine. Snute now has a supply advantage, though. He's getting Ultralisk, Adrenal Glands, and 2-2 all at once.
Oh my, did you see that?
This is looking really strong.
58 Zerglings were being produced at the single moment. Snute is going all in right now. He says, alright, I've got enough of you. I'm just going Ultras and as many Zerglings as I can possibly have. Someone please call Kerrigan so she gives me back my swarm. I want to attack my enemy right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have 98 drones in a second. He doesn't really need any more.
Did you see that? There was a Medivac with like 5 hit points left. There was a hatchery which was hurt until 20 hit points. And there were... and 3 Ultras just jumped out of the eggs. This is a situation where a usual statistical marine doesn't want to be found in. Anyway, we have Snute preparing his forces. Oh, he has to be careful! There are Widow Mines and so many Zerglings just die here, but he doesn't mind that. He has a huge force and even more of them coming. Right now there are 30 Zerglings on the map, another 40 being produced. On top of that, there are 5 Ultras and even more being produced right now as we speak. This is just beautiful.
Yep, absolutely, really nice play. And oh, we're gonna have a large attack coming in here. The Ultra's gonna soak up the damage from the mines, but they're gonna fall relatively quickly here. The Baneling's coming in afterwards, and pretty much all the mines except one are spent now. And he's going to be making a move to the third base. There's not a lot of defense over here. He should be able to take it out.
Oh, and all the Ultras just get destroyed. There was no Chitinous plating upgrade, and this is making the Ultras very vulnerable to the ground forces without that +2 armor that they have with the Chitinous plating, and they're just exploding like balloons. And right now, Snute is having a lot of trouble dealing with all the constant drops.
Yeah, Chitinous plating really important against the Marines. It just the Marines are a fast fire unit with low damage per hit. And Stim makes that even more exaggerated, so the armor makes a huge difference against them specifically.
And
that's the real DPS.
Happy moving forward with a nice bunch of Widow Mines. He has to be careful. Wow, nice! A bending hit on the Widow Mines, although they survive in his majority of them. And even though Happy seems to be moving with the main main bulk of his forces, he's still doing relentless attacks. He's still doing drops. He sent a nice small commander here.
We got a counterattack coming in the meantime, though. Oh my god, so many Zerglings just dying to single hits. And there's nothing that can deal with lifted up buildings. Empire Happy says, alright, you're gonna attack me? Well, I'll just lift this orbital command up for a second. I'll put it back down later. It's not really a big deal for me.
And all the Zerglings just exploded because there were a couple of Widow Mines. I don't really think that that Snute has a good response to Widow Mine play.
Yeah, I mean, if he's doing this now, it's definitely because it's worked for him in the past, but it's not working against Happy. He might need to do the same style with a slight tweak. He might need to add another unit. What he needs to do to be able to beat this is very difficult to say straight up. Fortunately for him, the medevac energy is getting low, and he's gonna be moving in for another attack. But just these Widow Mines are so difficult to deal with. However, if you're right on top of the enemy units, the splash damage will work in your favor. Happy pulls out of that area just in time, and it just gets obliterated by all those mines.
There's just too much surround you have to do. I think Snute's idea was to get the surround on the Terran's forces, because if you do get a surround on the Terran's forces, that means the Widow Mines will explode in their faces as well. But if you don't, then you basically just wasted a ton of your units while you were trying to chase down the Terran. And it just seems right now that Happy is trying to sidetrack Snute into fighting here at the middle, losing to Ultralisks. That is not too good, and another drop at the bottom. I don't think that anyone right now is surprised by this.
No, not at all, and probably least of all, dude, he knows exactly what's going on. And he's moving into the Spire now, so he's decided that at some point that the Spire is what he needs. He's going to try to make it happen. The advantage, however, that Snute has is that Happy has been on 3 bases for a very long time now. Very, very long time now, and he is running out of resources. He's completely mined out in his main.
Oh.
He's almost mined out in his natural, and he's actually almost mined out in his third as well because of all the dropping of mules.
So
which I think is why we see so many scans now.
Do you think that that is the way to handle Happy? Just stay alive as long as it takes for him not to secure any other bases? And oh my god, these Widow Mines. I thought that the Banelings give us the biggest emotion burst when they explode in the face of the opponent's army, but no, it always happens when the Widow Mines blow up.
Yeah, Widow Mines are one of those types. You need a big push coming across now. And he's trying to move out. He's got his command center partially built. My bad. He's just that SCV got killed and it never continued on. But yeah, Snute's hanging on here. He's keeping the base advantage, and because of all those mules, Happy's gonna mine out first. He needs to be able to secure. Happy does. He needs to be able to secure that 4th base, and Snute's just doing his best to make sure that doesn't.
And Snute tried to produce a bunch of changelings to deal with the Widow Mines, but he's not really able to do so right now. Changelings, if they see Marines, they are not a target of the Widow Mines. So nice try, although it did not work. And right now Snute moving in. A couple nice Baning explodes on the front, but Snute is not as easy to get into this trap. Again, he's very careful as he's playing.
Yep, and we're moving into some Corruptor with Greater Spire, so we're going to move into some Broodlord play, very likely. And it's a lot of this comes down to this 4th base from Happy over at the right side. All these drops are dealing a lot of damage, but the point is that the 4 bases are staying up, and the mining is superior for Snute.
The income is twice the size for Snute right now, and he just sent some of his ultras at the front to soak the damage from Widow Mines. Is that enough? I'm not really sure. There are dead carcasses of the ultras spread all around the ground.
Happy is running away, but he's going to be reinforcing with a bunch of Widow Mines over here. This base is upgrading to a planetary, and Snute does not know about the 4th base. He does not know about the 4th base. It's really vulnerable right now. He's in a good position to take it out, and it looks like he's going to be checking it. Oh no, he's not going to be checking it. He's not going to be checking that 4th base.
Oh, and again, Happy with this nice run by claiming even more workers. If we check the workers killed this time, this game, we have 45 workers piling up in front of Happy's pile of treasure, because this is how many dead carcasses he managed to claim as his reward, and a trophy that will hang on his wall.
Yep, and we can see by the motion of the forces from Happy right now, he's trying to keep his army in between his army and 4th base.
This is getting
more good position here with the Widow Mines.
This is getting more intense. There are so many Overseers, but most of them are just on red health. I'm not sure how long can they manage to soak up the damage from Widow Mines, and this 4th base is right here, but nothing is mining. Oh my god, do you see this? Happy with a critical mistake. Uh-oh.
He's going to lead him right into 4th. He should be able to see this.
He is not mining of the 4th base. Oh my god, this is so bad for Happy. His income right now, his income is 300 minerals per minute with not mining at that 4th base. This is
such a critical mistake. At first it's okay, it's one misclick, but this has been hanging out here for a long time now, and finally starts mining. But Snute doing quite well, probably going to try and secure a 5th base.
Oh, and Snute is going in.
He's going in for it.
He smells
but
the
his
blood.
forces aren't attacking together. He's got 1 Broodlord on the map right now. Is that? No, he's got 1 Broodlord. The only Broodlord.
Yeah, 1 Broodlord, very powerful. Not really.
Yeah, he's gonna chase that down and kill it very likely. It's gonna be tough for this Broodlord to escape.
Snute doing he's doing quite well. I noticed that his strategy is to try to place the Overseers above the Terran's army, so that way, when the Widow Mines explode, they would just blow up straight in the face of the Terran. But now Happy already is mining from his 4th base, and he seems to be mining from this 5th base, so if Snute does not manage to counter this, it will be bad for him.
Yeah, so really solid play here, and going into the Broodlord, or single Broodlord Corruptor. I don't know if he's trying to make him overreact to the Broodlord, but that is the only Broodlord he's made, and he's not making any more. But yeah, really nice round over here by all the Lings. Pulls back in time so that the Widow Mines don't go off. They do take down a Corruptor, and the single Broodlord Pathogen Glands on the way, so maybe moving to Infestors to solve this problem. And more Broodlords on the way, so going back to the old standard, trying to make the Broodlord Infestor style work. And this is a really bad situation for Snute right now. He was doing well, but now Happy has secured not 1 but 2 bases up in the front, and Snute is very much so on a timer. He's going to need to make them very soon here.
But by the way, it seems that mining from an expansion is not the only thing that Happy forgot. He also did not go for the +3 armor upgrade. He's very low on minerals right now, but with this boost of income, oh my god, from 300 minerals, he jumps straight up to 2000. This is because he has mules. And right now, if Snute doesn't do something about this very soon, very quickly, Happy will just use this as a nice boost. He will just shoot off he will swarm Snute. Happy will have just too many units for Snute to be able to deal with.
Oh, we got a big move coming in. He's going to try to take this down. Widow Mines, we've seen before, do quite well against Broodlords. Oh, it does take one down. Really nice transfusions to keep him alive for a little while, but there are way too many Marines here. The Zerglings coming in to try and help out, and they're doing okay, but these Vikings are going to take down the Broodlords.
There's a nice
here. They're just going to walk up into the front and die. Really difficult. Nice little flank coming around with the Lings, but you know, it's definitely an act of desperation as these drones come off the line. The income for Snute right now is almost non-existent. This is very difficult.
I don't really imagine how Snute could take this game. There are Vikings on the map, but there are Corruptors. I mean, this is down to the very last grid. Happy probably doesn't realize the advantage he is in. There's a single infested Marine. This is how much Snute can do right now, and his Broodlords are just dying. This is his last hope, basically dying here, guys. And,
yeah, moving up into the top right base. Gonna take down a lot of drones. And this is it. This has got to be the end for Snute.
It seems to be. I mean, Snute is still trying to do his best. He doesn't want to drop to the loser's bracket right of his first match. That is always a very hard position to fight from. So he's trying to annoy Happy as much as possible. Maybe hoping for a GG, but no. There's a GG coming of Snute, and Happy claims the first match of Yegwen Master League. With 3-0 lead. Oh, and this is so amazing. And this couple of games just showed us that he may be a very strong pretendant to the throne and to the title of the champion of season 1 Yegwen Master League. Any last second impressions? Oh my god, this was intense.
Just really great play. I'd really like to see another Zerg player have a go at Happy, because I want to see how you deal with that. It seems it just makes it look easy, you know? Makes it look unstoppable.
Alright guys, so we have another awesome show match lined up for you. This is going to be Bly versus Goody in just 10 minutes, so don't go anywhere. We just take a short commercial break, talk with the players, thank them for coming and for playing with us. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes to talk before we start Goody versus Bly. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Yegwen Master League. My name is Yegwen, and with me is my co-caster, the Jack Attack.
Take me now, baby, here as I am. Pull me close, try and understand. Desire is hunger, is the fire I breathe. Love is a banquet on which we feed. Come on now, try and understand the way I feel when I'm in your hand. Take my hand, come undercover. They can't hurt you now, can't hurt you now, can't hurt you now. Because the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to love. Because the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to us.
Young Wayne's gonna move, yeah!
Have I doubt when I'm alone? Love is a ring on the telephone. Love is an angel disguised as lost. Here in a bed till the morning comes. Come on now, try and understand the way I feel under your command. Take my hand and the sun descends. They can't touch you now, can't touch you now, can't touch you now. Because the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to love. Because the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to us. Because the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to love. Because the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to us. Take me now, baby, here as I am. Pull me close, try and understand. Desire is hunger, is the fire I breathe. Love is a banquet on which we feed.